market. Perhaps the more you develop, your edge as a company and increase profit and all that. Yeah. But now, when you step in as an authority that seeks to not necessarily regulate that, but monitor how that is playing out, some people may argue, interference. Again, we are a capitalistic environment. The more I'm able to make, the more I'm able to control in terms of market, ought to be encouraged. So how do you balance the two between being termed as interfering with the capitalistic nature of our operation and providing fair play, more so in the consumer in mind as well?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question in terms of what we do. I think it's good to look at how we analyze our cases and the process it takes for it to be passed on decision post that analysis. So one is to look at our internal operations and how we get or identify these firms. I have just explained about merger and how we regulate market structure. The other side is market conduct. The way we look at market conduct is who are the players in this market, and now what is their behavior, what is their conduct in terms of relative to other players. So there are instances where companies, because of stiff competition, find the going tough. The bottom line is not working for them. Therefore, they find a way of working together to see that they can restrict, for example, imports of raw material required for producing a given commodity. In such instance, they come together and canvas and see how best can we work together. Restrict imports, suppress production, and therefore increase consumer prices in the long run. So if that happens, this is based on analysis, and therefore evidence will show whether what we have done is something that we are killing the market or we are promoting market. So in this case, then, we do analysis, and if there's no case based on our initial intelligence gathering that there's no competition which is harmful now in the market, then we have no decision to make. But then when we find evidence, we go in and make a decision on that and penalize companies. The other thing the way we look at is our own internal mechanisms of how we make our own decisions, that it goes through a case officer, manager, director, and director general, and the board of directors, where the whole process is scrutinized by all this line of analysis. And then the final decision that we make, based on the case-by-case analysis, approved by director general, and the final decision questioned by a board of directors, will now determine whether we have a substantive case or the case collapses. And in addition, also, where a case has not passed the test of competition analysis that we are carrying out, parties have a way of progressing that particular case to competition tribunal. And what I can say is that for the cases that we have ruled on and gone to the tribunal, in most cases, the tribunal has ruled in our favor. That shows there's no interference, or our analysis is actually robust to be tested by all these parties in the market.
That's interesting. Which